Joining me now is Cole Trower. Cole is a 25-year-old Republican activist. He's been very, very active with James Madison University in Harrisonburg, and he's been involved in a number of campaigns. He was with the Glenn Davis campaign. He's a great young man. And here's what happened. He attempted to, and I'm going to let him tell the story, but here's what's the matter with the Republican Party in Virginia. And I hope, John Whitbeck, I hope you're listening. The party is dying. We lost 10 in a row. We need to get young people and millennials engaged in the party. So here's a young man living in Norfolk, Virginia, just got out of college, and he's attempting to run for an executive position in the Norfolk Republican Party. Membership like 50, okay? I mean, they can't win an election there either. A chairman, Tom Cherry. And so rather than embrace Cole with open arms, what do? They change the rules so that he can't be on the executive committee. This is what Tom Cherry does. The Norfolk Republican Committee chairman changes the rules so a 25-year-old can't be on the committee because they'd rather keep it small and control it all. This is sick. This is why the Republican Party of Virginia is a freaking joke, because of people like Tom Cherry. It's a joke. You hear that, John Whitbeck? A joke. When you have clowns like Tom Cherry changing rules to screw a 25-year-old who is trying to build your party. Joining us now, Cole Trower. Cole, good to have you. What the hell happened?
Good morning, John. Great to be with you today.
Thank you.
Wanted to just catch up with you here and let you know what's going on in Norfolk. Kind of reminded me of our experience in Harrisonburg, with the convention there, and then also in Cleveland. Lots of backroom deals and smoke-filled rooms. Here in Norfolk, we're struggling politically. A lot of times we talk about corruption downtown, but we've got corruption in our own Republican Party. As you know, I've done a lot of campaigns, and I've worked all across Virginia helping young people get involved in the Republican Party. And what my main goal is getting us to win again. And because at the end of the day, we've got to support our president and our elected members of Congress and get conservative legislation passed. You can't do that unless you win elections. Basically, what's going on is Tom Cherry said that he wasn't going to run again last year. I've gotten very involved in the committee. I helped staff all the precincts here in Norfolk, get the signs up, and get precinct workers. We've done things that we had never done before. And around Christmas time, I told him, Tom, I'd love to work with you. I know that you're not running for chair again, and I'd be honored to have your support. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. And didn't hear anything. And then, this week, I sit in and I get an amendment thrown in front of me to kind of rig the system and prevent me from running, and it was completely directed at me, and it was, just out of left field.
So basically, he changed the rule and said that if you work in a political campaign, you can't run for any executive committee office in the city, in the Republican Party of Norfolk, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me just get this straight. So Cole Trower is 25 years old, and he works for Republican political candidates. That's what he wants to make his career. Went to college, got all A's, good, great kid and all that. So he worked for Glenn Davis, and he's worked for other candidates trying to get them elected. Isn't that what Republicans are supposed to do? And he's learning as he goes, and he's very effective. And so he's in the game. And so as a Republican political operative that's paid staff in trying to get Republicans elected, Tom Cherry passes a new rule with his cronies and says if you're working for Republican candidates to get them elected, you can't run for an executive position in our party, which the objective is to get Republicans elected. What? Tell me that makes sense. It's insane. That is insane. So because you work for a Republican candidate, you now can't be on the executive committee of the Republican Party of Norfolk, membership, 55 or whatever it is, because you're working for people that you're supposed to be helping as a volunteer. So let me get this straight, Tom Cherry. So if he was a volunteer, that'd be fine. But because he does it full time and gets paid, then he's excluded from running for a position in the party. And you've only done that because you can't control him. I just want everybody to understand, this is where the Republican Party of Virginia is right now. Tom Cherry is the poster child of disaster, right? Keep it small, control it all, kick young people out. I mean, we had the same thing going on in District 6 where they changed the convention rules. This is why nobody will join the party. This is why they can't win a race. They are worse than the Cleveland Browns. At least they had a parade for them in Cleveland. You know what? If you're a Republican right now, you ought to be outraged over this. You get a young fella like Cole Trower trying to get in the party and do some good, and that's what you want, and instead you kick him out because you can't control him, because he's not part of your crony clan who can't do crap, that can't win an election anywhere. Somebody tell me how this makes sense. You know, I went through the same thing in Chesapeake, and they kicked out Scotty Weldon. Then they get an email, they're trying to kick me out. Who cares? Screw you. I am sick of these people. Cole, you've got to run for chairman. You got to do it. Are you in?
John, after speaking with a lot of our members in the Norfolk Republican Party, good friends of mine like Pam Brown and Ted Drake, they've asked me to jump in, and I'm going full speed ahead, sir.
All right, man. I will do everything I can to help you win. You're the type of young people that we need in charge of these Republican committees, not these old farts like Tom Cherry who are excluding young people out and can't win. They can't win their way out of a paper bag. I'm so sick of these people. And you know what? Good for you. I'll do whatever I can. I'll do a fundraiser for you. I'm 100% in. I've worked with you on the Davis campaign and other campaigns, and you got a tremendous amount of energy. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Republican, you want to embrace the Cole Trowers of the world. You want them in. You don't want to kick them out because you can't control them. The Tom Cherrys of the world, their power is gained by losing. The more they lose, the more little power they have. It's sick. Cole, good luck.
I appreciate it, John. I'm humbled and honored for your support, my friend. God bless you.
All right. John Fredericks Radio
Thanks,
Network. Trucking the Truth. We'll be right back. Keep it right here.